So it's, I think it's nearly 6 o'clock PM, Greek time. So we've been back a while. I was hoping to vlog a bit more, but one, my camera battery ran out, and two, it was just, I had so many hands full that I could only really do clips, and also Buzz wasn't exactly in the best of moods today, so I didn't want my vlog to be one, full of him crying, and two, I didn't want, because obviously attention was then on us, so I'm still not fully confident with vlogging in front of people. I mean, the fact that I'm in here and my husband is in the other room, because I don't really want to be vlogging in front of him yet. I don't know, I'm just weird like that. I've done it before and it's fine, but at the moment, yeah, I just don't feel, I feel a bit of a prat when I do it, to be honest. So yeah, right now I'm doing what feels comfortable, so sorry guys if you're missing out or you think these videos are crappy, but that's just the way of it until I get my confidence up properly. But anyway, so today was, we didn't get to do as much as I would have liked, but then I guess that's kind of the way when you've got a toddler as well. So we went to the Acropolis. That was like my first sort of like, if we can only do one thing in Athens, I have to do the Acropolis, because it's a lifetime dream of mine to go and actually see it. So so we didn't take the pram because we knew it was all uphill, and we knew it wasn't exactly accessible to those that aren't that can't walk, so to speak. So so if we took the buggy, then we knew we'd really struggle with it, because a lot of it's uphill and there's a lot of steps as well, and a lot of it's gravel and a lot of it's like uneven, like marble basically. So yeah, we decided against it. It's not massively far from where we're staying, but it's still quite a walk in terms of, like I said, because it's all uphill, and then obviously you come down downhill eventually, but then obviously we have to walk back, and the fact I hit, I think, about 12,000 steps today, so that's a lot of walking. So Bob's was, that's hence why Bob's was very, very tired. Also, we made the mistake of wearing our hoodies. Didn't need them at all. It was very warm, so my poor husband had to carry all three of our hoodies around in the nappy bag, as well as my camera then, because obviously where the battery died and stuff, so I didn't want to be carrying it around. I did say I don't mind carrying it around, but he was like, no, put it in the nappy bag, it's fine. so we did that. We also made the mistake of filling up Bubs's cup with water and not taking a spare bottle of water with us, because by the time we got to the top of the Acropolis, he was absolutely gasping for a drink, but he had no water left, so that's another reason why he was crying like most of the way through. But they did actually have, they've got like a water fountain at the top, so so we were able to fill it up there, so that helped him a lot. But it was a lovely day. It was quite a perfect day actually in terms of going up to see it, because it wasn't like, the sun wasn't beating down on us, so it was warm, but not in a way that you're absolutely melting. It was hot though from wearing the mask, obviously in Athens they've made it compulsory that you have to wear a mask outside as well as inside. So so yeah, so obviously wearing a mask in the heat isn't exactly comfortable, but that's the rules, unfortunately. So yeah, it was amazing to see it. I mean, there's a lot of work going on there at the moment. There's a lot of archaeological stuff, but they're also doing something that is apparently quite controversial, and they're actually making like a concrete ramp leading up to the Parthenon, which a lot of people are moaning about because they're saying it's destroying the archaeology. I don't think it's destroying the archaeology though, it's just technically covering it up, which is probably a good thing, because then obviously the thousands of people that tread on that every day, like day in, day out, aren't wearing it away because it's being covered by concrete. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it. So so yeah, if anything, they're preserving the history rather than letting you guys destroy it when you go and walk all over it. So so yeah, that's my take on the whole thing. But yeah, there was a lot of that around. I think there's a lot of archaeological work going on as well. So I can see a lot of digging and like brushing and stuff going along. So that was interesting. I wanted to join in, but obviously couldn't. It was just so funny today though how much attention Bumscocks, obviously, little boy with blonde curly locks, and it was just, everyone was just like waving at him, smiling at him, saying hello and everything. I should say there has been one negative though that's I think it's going to stay with me for a while, because that's kind of peeved me a bit, and that's the fact that I've got a lot of dirty looks, a lot of whispers, and a lot of tuts as well today, and last night actually, but I didn't actually, I think I was too tired to actually realise, like, think they were for me or for us or whatever. Basically because we get Bubs to wear a brace thing with like a lead on it, and it's a backpack so he can put things in it, so it's like he's, and we say you're wearing your backpack sort of thing, and he has no problem with it, he wears it, he doesn't get to a point where we're like yanking him away from things all the time. It's just, one, it's security for me, like if we're going next to a main road or something and he's holding my hand and then he sort of pulls free, like he decides he doesn't want to hold my hand and then runs into the road, I can put him free of it. Two, like again, it's the whole thing of him not being able to run off when we're in the middle of a crowd or whatever. And three, it's like, how many stories do you hear of kids just being snapped up and just taken? And I know it's like a thing, like people are like, oh, that's not going to happen, but you just don't know, especially in a foreign country that you don't really know very well. You don't know how busy it's going to be, you don't know what the people are like. Not that I'm assuming that Athens is full of dodgy people that are trying to steal your children, but although I think some of them were tempted to take Bubs because they just wouldn't leave him alone. But yeah, it's just, for me, it's just a safety thing. It's not because I'm trying to restrict him. He is more than happy to walk around with it, and a lot of the time we just hook it into the back of his backpack and he just wanders around on his own. But when I'm in a crowd, when it's a busy, like, load of people around, I am going to hold him on those reins. Sorry, but that's what I'm going to do. And this guy came up to us actually today while we were walking up the Acropolis. I mean, he was nice enough to take a picture of the three of us together, but still, he made a point of saying, "Oh, it's like you've got him as a slave. You're not letting him walk around. And in Athens, we're all for freedom, so you will probably get a lot of looks and stuff." I didn't even mention it to him. He just was the one that brought it up. Yeah, it's like we're all about being free and individual, and you're sort of like got him like a dog, like a slave sort of thing. It's like, it's not, it's just like, I'm not stopping him from going anywhere, it's just making sure that he, like, that I can keep tabs on where he is sort of thing, and no one can just like pick him up and run away with him. So yeah, that kind of soured a bit of today, but I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying not to let it get to me. I think because I'm just tired at the moment, I'm mulling over it, so I'm a bit like, but anyway. So we managed to find a supermarket on the way back from the Acropolis. Bought a few books in the Acropolis shop. Unfortunately, we're not able to go in the Acropolis Museum because any sort of indoor activities are forced to be shut in the Athens lockdown. But obviously, because the Acropolis is open air, it means people can walk around as long as you wear a mask. So yeah, we're not able to go to the museum, unfortunately, on this trip, so hopefully we'll be able to come back soon so we can go in, because I'm very interested in seeing what they've got in there and just seeing the whole thing, because we walked past it a few times and yeah, it's very lovely. But yeah, the Acropolis just blew me away. It's stunning. It's like 360-degree stunning views, whether you're looking at the Acropolis itself or the views that you get from as you're climbing up. It's just absolutely amazing, and it gets better and better the further you go up. It's absolutely beautiful. So it just blew me away a lot more than I actually thought it would. So yeah, I had a really good time today there. Yeah, I think, yeah, really tired Bubs out, like I said earlier, because it was a lot of walking and a lot of it was uphill. So it was a bit of a struggle when we were coming back. But we eventually managed, like I said, to find a supermarket, and we just bought ourselves some like soy milk, a few snacks to have, and we decided to, because Bubbles was so knackered, we were like, oh, we'll have dinner at our apartment tonight, so we just bought some pasta, a little bit of tomato sauce and stuff like that, a little bit of cheese to put on top and things. So So yeah, so we've literally just eaten that. Bubs had a very long nap on me. I couldn't move again. Why I haven't vlogged till now, because yeah, he had a very long nap on me. While we're watching the American election going on. It's just scary, man. It's scary. But yeah, we bought some tea. We found like a little box of Twinings everyday tea, so we can have our tea now before we go out. We found, actually, because we were up so late this morning, where did we go? I can't even remember. Yeah, we woke up, I think it was like 10 AM Greek time, which is at the time I actually wanted to go to the Acropolis. So yeah, we slept a very long while. Buzz woke up though. Once he woke up and he was like, I don't know if he was dreaming, it's this really weird thing, he was just literally lashing out. He wasn't opening his eyes though, he was just lashing out and screaming, and we were kind of like trying to calm him down. He was just like not having it. It was like kicking and screaming. So God knows what that was about. I don't even know what they're doing. So yeah, so it was mostly a good night. But yeah, when we left, obviously because we hadn't bought anything the night before because we didn't know where anything was, we literally had a glass of water and left our apartment. And on the way to the Acropolis, we were basically like, we'll find somewhere to stop for breakfast on the way to the Acropolis. And yeah, we found somewhere that did like cold coffees or just regular coffee, and pastries. Oh, so good. So we were really lucky we found that, and we just basically stopped. There was a few stairs on the way up, so we stopped and sat on those and ate our breakfast, and then carried on going. And that's basically all we had, but then that was kind of like near lunchtime anyway. So yeah, so that's why, like, literally we've had our pasta and that's it. But what I want to do is actually, once I finish vlogging, is we're going to try and go out and get some ice cream or something, just have a bit more of a walk around, just to get a bit more of our bearings. Because we're starting to get more familiar with the area, but not so much. We found like a proper sort of the food road where we saw a lot of like gyros places that were open, and like pita and stuff like that. So so I think we're going to walk down there tonight and see if they're still open, so then we know in future if we can get food from there. I mean, we've still got half the pasta left and half the tomato sauce, so we'll probably either have that tomorrow, or we'll probably have to have it tomorrow. We're thinking of like more Friday, because obviously we check out on Friday. But obviously we're not leaving until evening, so obviously we need to be able to have a substantial dinner before we get on the ferry, because the ferry doesn't depart until 9 PM. So yeah, we've got to make sure we've eaten a decent food. We've got to make sure we've eaten a decent meal before we leave. What else was there? I'm trying to think. Because when we went up in the morning, we kind of just made a beeline like straight to the Acropolis, so we didn't actually get to see Plaka, which is a district which is very touristy. It's where all the shops are, like souvenirs and stuff like that. So so on the way back we walked through Plaka, and it's absolutely beautiful. All Athens, I think, where we're staying is a bit run down, but you move further out into the more touristy areas, and yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It's so lovely. I mean, you still find it reminds me a lot of Rhymnon in terms of like the style of buildings, but you'll have like beautiful buildings, and then all of a sudden you'll just have this odd one that's just completely dilapidated and rotten and falling apart and stuff, and it kind of adds to the beauty of it. It's tragic because obviously it's such a beautiful building that's just left to rot, but it's just really, really beautiful. So so I've got a few clips of that. I'm still in two minds because of how I'm vlogging at the moment. I don't know if I think most of it I'm actually just going to put into like a travel vlog of Athens rather than putting it all in here, because I think you'd rather have me talk. I don't know. I'm still trying to make up my mind what I'm going to be doing, because like I said, I'm just not in that confident to be able to talk as I'm walking and doing stuff. So yes, it's not going to be like my usual vlogs. Unfortunately, sorry. But then a lot of my usual vlogs at the moment are just me inside the house anyway. So, but yeah, I will at some point give you a tour. But it's a bit dark at the moment, so there's no real point. I'll see what we're doing tomorrow. Again, I think it's just going to be a bit more of a laid-back day. I think we're going to go to the Roman Agora and maybe the ancient Agora tomorrow. The Roman Agora is a really short walk from here. As we walk past it, as we were going to the Acropolis, so that'll be a bit more manageable for Bubs. Yeah, we'll just see. We'll have a look at a map and just see like where things are. Now we know how far the Acropolis was, we can base out the distance of the other things that we want to see. But yeah, at least, like my husband said, there's a silver lining to a lot of places being closed in terms of it doesn't mean that we have to rush to try and see everything on this trip. There's only like a few things we can see, so it means we get to space it out and be a bit more chilled out, which I think is better for Bubs, because obviously he's getting very tired and very overstimulated. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there was something else I was going to say, and I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, I found out this morning, much to my sort of annoyance, that I forgot to pack Bubs' socks. I vividly remember looking at them going, I need to pack them, even though he hasn't got enough for a full week. I remember looking at them and thinking that, and then I forgot to go back and get them. So he's got one pair of socks. So there's a Henny's here, H&M, for those that don't know. So maybe we'll make a stop in there and see if I can get some kiddie socks for him. Because I just feel like an absolute failure of a mum for not packing his socks. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna go and try and head out and get some ice cream. I need some ice cream, I think. Well, after like walking 12,000 steps, I think I've deserved it. I've earned it, so yeah, I'll speak to you later. Good morning, guys, on this beautiful day, although too beautiful a day to be wearing a mask. I'm all sweaty and horrible under this. But anyway, we're in the Roman Agora today, or this morning. We've just had our pastry and coffee in this new coffee shop that we found. I think it's relatively new. I've seen a few of them dotted around the place. And they do a lot of vegan stuff, so obviously good in our eyes. But yeah, so now we're at the Roman Agora. Absolutely beautiful, and there's no one here. Literally yesterday we walked past and there was a class of little Greek children. Today there's a few that I think they're lining up. The teachers are getting them their tickets, but there is literally no one here. It's like, I feel really blessed to be able to be the only people in here, but still it's quite sad, obviously, with what's going on and stuff. But yeah, it's just meant we've let Bubs have a run around, so he's enjoying himself. But it's absolutely stunning here. It's really, really beautiful. So it's just really funny because obviously this is the Roman one and they have an ancient one, because obviously Rome isn't ancient, which is like a couple of meters away, like 100 meters away. So we're just having a look around this one, and then we're going to head over to the ancient one. We also walk past Hadrian's Library, which is just over the side of here. It's literally opposite the station. Literally, as soon as you walk out the station, you're face to face with the wall of Hadrian's Library. This place is just so epic. Everything is just mixed ancient, mixed with modern, mixed with old. It's crazy. But yeah, so we're going to try and fit in a bit more today, but we brought the pram with us. It's going to be a bit more awkward getting around, but at least it means it saves Bob's legs and stuff. So, but yeah, he's absolutely loving it right now, just running around. So, but yeah, I'll see if I can get a few shots of this place. So what we actually got, because I don't think I explained it yesterday, is we got a ticket. It's €30 per person, and you get access to numerous sites in Athens. So obviously it included the Acropolis yesterday. It includes the Roman Agora, the Ancient Agora, Hadrian's Library. There was a few other things it contains. So we're trying to see as much of them today as possible, obviously, to get the most out of our ticket. And the thing is, they're all quite local, because I think where obviously the centre of the city was obviously based around this area, so it's not as if it's all going to be really far from each other. So I think the only other places that are like far away are like the big hills that we wanted to go up. I can never remember the name of them, but yeah, there's one that's like the tallest viewpoint in Athens. We might try and get there today, but the thing is we don't know if it's going to be open in terms of, because there's like a trolley thing that you take to the top, but obviously because of lockdown we don't know if it'll actually be open. So we don't know if we really want to walk there and then find it's shut, so, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to just walk around this beautiful place and take a few more shots, and then we'll head over to the ancient agora, I think. We need to put some sun cream on you, mister. You got a stone, you're picking up archaeology. You're grave robbing.
What?
Walk? Yeah, we're walking, aren't we?
What?
So we're in the ancient agora now, and it's absolutely huge. It's basically a park. It's massive, and yeah, there's just so much archaeology here. It's not even, it's literally across the road from the Roman agora. I didn't actually realise that. But you've got a train station or train line that goes right through it, and obviously you've got the main road that leads up to the Acropolis, but obviously it's gated off, you can't actually go that way. But yeah, there's just so much here. It's smack bang in the middle of the city. It's crazy. But obviously there was a church that was built on top of it. It reminds me a lot of the Roman Forum in Rome. I just realised I can't get over. Oops. I'll go round and see if I can get around that way. Huh? Yeah, I'll see if I can get around that way. Anyway. So yeah, it really reminds me of the Roman Forum in terms of, obviously it was just buried after the fall of the Roman Empire. And it just became a place where just the slums were, and people used to get their animals to sort of forage on there. So it just totally got forgotten about, and like they built things on top of it and stuff. The same with Karnak as well in Egypt, in terms of where the sacred sort of pathway led up to the temple. So the archaeology was preserved and hidden all this time, but they can't actually get to it because there's sacred buildings on top of it. Same here, there's a church that's built on top of some of this site, which is good because, like I said, it preserves it, but then you can't get to it to study it. But yeah, the way of things, I guess, when you have different civilizations and different religions taking over certain areas. So I'm just trying to find how to get back to my family because I went a completely different route. But oh, it's absolutely amazing here. I love it. And the weather is so nice today. The only problem is I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. But yeah, again, there's hardly anyone here. When you think how massive this place is, we've seen about probably 6 people, 6 tourists. The rest have been staff. There's more staff here than people. And we heard, actually in the Roman Agora, one of the staff was saying they're looking to close the sites from Friday or Saturday. So, so just after we've left.
In the way?
Way? Yeah. It's after your raisins.
It's after your raisins,
Oh. Oh. turtle. So we've had a interesting development today. We found out that what we thought was an Athens, just a seasonal thing of museums shutting and stuff like that, because a guy mentioned it in one of the sites that we went to today. We actually found out that it's actually a national lockdown, so the whole of Greece is basically being shut down as of Saturday, which means that restaurants are going to be fully shut, so probably won't even be able to do takeaway. Museums will be shut and everything will be shut. You basically can't leave the house. If you do leave the house, you have to notify the authorities that you're leaving the house, so you have to send a text. As we're foreign residents, or like non-Greek residents, we have to carry around our passport at all times if we do leave the house. So basically, if I want to be able to go for my run, which will be the only time I will leave the house, apart from probably to go to the supermarket, which I'll probably have to do on my own, I won't be able to go with anyone else. Yeah, that would mean that I have to carry around my passport with me when I go running. And it also means that, as far as we're aware, at the moment there is no one that is really allowed to leave or arrive in the country, so we are basically stuck here until their lockdown finishes on the 30th of November. So we're here for an extra 11 days potentially. My husband has got in touch with the ferry company to actually see if the ferries will still be running, because obviously there's that whole thing of repatriation, getting back to family if you need to get back to family, and obviously important business, like work things. So obviously we currently have the worry that our flight might still be running, because apparently our flight, like the flight that we'll be getting, left today as normal, and obviously London is in full lockdown as of today, or England is in full lockdown as of today. So our flight could be running, but the ferries could not, which means we are fully liable for the fact that we won't make our flight, which is really shitty. So we'll lose the money for that, because apparently it's completely our fault that we were in the wrong country or on the wrong island in the wrong area when our flight takes off. So yeah, so we're currently trying to get hold of the ferry company to see what the process is. So there is a slight chance that we might be able to get home, but it's looking highly unlikely. So we probably won't be home now until December. The lucky thing is that this is coming in on Saturday morning, basically as we dock in Heraklion port. So technically my dad will probably be breaking the law by picking us up. But there's no other way that we can do it really. So yeah, that's currently how things stand, and yeah, I feel pretty shitty about it, because it means we're going to be basically housebound for 3 weeks. Yeah. So good thing is we're managing to keep our Airbnb place until we basically have to leave to go to the port, so about 7 o'clock tomorrow, rather than leaving at 11 AM in the morning and having 8 hours to kill. So we actually have somewhere we can come and freshen up and stuff before we go. But then he probably, it's costing us 30 euros to do that. So it's probably him just trying to get a last bit of cash before he has to shut down completely for the month. Me being cynical, but yeah, it helps us out, and I think we're just not gonna relax in the room. I think we're just gonna make the most of actually being able to be outside without having to tell people where we are and what we're doing. So I think we're gonna try and see is it Zeus Olympia or something. It's a temple that's on our ticket, because we got the 30 euro ticket to see sites in Athens. So I think we're going to try and see that tomorrow, get that done. We've had our showers tonight, hence the wet hair, so we don't have to worry about having those in the morning. So yeah, that's currently how things stand. not really the way I wanted to end our time in Athens, but hey ho, what can you do? So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I've not got a lot of space left on this memory card. I need to be able to empty it off on my husband's laptop, but it's getting it out when Bubs is about is the problem. But we'll see. So hopefully I can take enough footage and not have to run out of memory. So yay. Things are really looking up, aren't they? But yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Hey, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me because it's really, really windy, but we're at the site of Zeus of Olympia, the temple. Absolutely stunning. Not a lot here though, to be fair, in terms of like information about it. And we've seen a lot of reviews saying, oh, it's a bit pointless, not worth the €10 you pay to get in, but obviously because we paid for our €30 ticket, it's included. From what I can see though, I think it's still because you can see so many like pits and stuff that have been dug obviously by archaeologists. I guess they're just still trying to see what's actually here. So yeah, they haven't really done much to it and a lot of it's closed off, so I'm assuming I'll still need to read up a lot about this site anyway. But yeah, it still feels relatively finished in terms of what I've actually got here. Not in terms of the actual temple, but you know what I mean in terms of actually having it as a tourist place to visit. So, but yeah, you can do a lot with it. But I found that a lot, like when we go to Crete as well, you find a lot of archaeological sites that have no information. You have to do your own research and stuff, which is fine. But then you have people that come to these places and then think it's money because all they're seeing is just a few random blocks. So we have another update today. Our ferry has been delayed due to adverse weather conditions apparently, and it's been put back to 8 AM tomorrow morning. Yes, Bubba. So yeah, you couldn't make this up really, could you? It's just getting like worse and worse and worse. So basically we've organised to stay another night in our Airbnb. Luckily the owner's more than happy for us to stay, so it's costing us another €50. But it means, because the ferry's been pushed back to 8 AM, it means we have to leave the apartment by 6 AM, which is going to be an amazing feat with the toddler. And also it means that we're travelling through like when lockdown starts, but hopefully we'll be okay in terms of, obviously we'll have all our luggage with us, and yeah, they'll see that like obviously it's not our fault that our ferry's been delayed, so just hope it all goes okay, I guess. Like I said, you just couldn't make it up really how ridiculous it's getting. We thought it was bad enough just having to stay stuck in Crete, so just hope it works, hope we actually get to Crete in one piece at this point. So yeah, but anyway, today you probably saw we went to the Temple of Zeus, and then we went on to Aristotle's school. Both sites are really good, really interesting. So but yeah, it's just not as much information there. I was hoping for, like, my thing is to go to these sites and get books based on them, but neither of them had them. But what they're doing is really cool. They've got some like really nice like children's activity books, so I got them for Bubs, probably not for now, for when he's a bit older. So yeah, my brain's just frazzled at the moment. So yeah, what time is it now? I think it's about 3 o'clock. We're waiting for the guy's going to turn up here at 5. We might go for another walk after that, but the plan is to keep Bubs awake. Yeah, the plan is to keep Bubs awake as long as possible, and then when it gets dark we'll just sort of like chill out and stuff, and then just try and go to sleep ourselves, because obviously we'll probably have to wake up at about 4 to be out of here by 5:30. yeah, so we can make sure we catch our ferry in time. So yeah, and the tube doesn't start till 5:30, so that's what we're aiming for, to get at the start of the tube. That's fine.
So wanted more.
Yeah.
We don't bring it, don't we?
Because I'm videoing as well.
Στη σαλόνια του πλοίου μέχρι να ακούσετε την ανακοίνωση για αποβίβαση. Ευχαριστούμε.
Hi guys, so sorry I didn't vlog last night. It was a very long day of travelling. It weren't as bad, nowhere near as bad as our journey actually getting into Greece. It was more just, it was a long journey, and the sea was very choppy, and yeah, I was feeling very sick a lot of the time. I'm normally really good in travelling on boats, but I think because the sea was really choppy and I haven't done that sort of journey in a long while, so it affected me a bit. But we didn't get to my parents until like 8-9 o'clock. So but we're here now, everything's fine. It was a really good sea journey in terms of the boat was great. We got food, the cabin was fantastic and like really nice. We could just like lay on the beds. The beds were really comfortable, so we all had a nap together. So yeah, so it was a really good experience, and I'd highly recommend it if it's something that you have been thinking about doing but not sure what to make of it. But yes, so it's Sunday morning. Obviously I'm just signing off on a Saturday. Hopefully I can do a bit more this week, because now obviously we're literally here now until the end of, most likely end of lockdown, which is the 30th of November. So we've got at least 3 weeks here, I think now. So yeah. So on that note, yeah, I'm just going to say, if you enjoyed this video, if I actually did anything of value, I don't know, then please leave a like. You can also subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on social media. All the links will be down below. And on that note, I'll say love you guys, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!